the idea of a beast out in the middle of the forest coming in and trying to kill the people inside of a house is not an original idea.
That's not the whole idea, Stetson. That's
they-
not the whole. That's
they
a
were
minute
trying-
part of the thing.
They were trying to save their child. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's not original either.
Whoa,
Every
whoa, whoa, whoa,
animal
whoa.
wants to save its child. Have you seen Jurassic Park?
But here's the thing. That animal can cure the world.
Yes, Stetson, you're forgetting a major key here.
Yeah.
Welcome to Burnt or Buttered, quick movie reviews. Today, we have an awesome one for you, but before we get started, let's do some introductions. I'm Stetson.
I'm Toast, and this is our guest,
Charlie.
a.k.a. Charlitos.
I don't go by that, but okay.
In certain circles, he does.
Charlie is one of our longtime friends, and he specifically said, let's go see this movie and let's do a podcast about it. So we're excited to have Charlie here.
I also did not say for us to go to the movie at 10 a.m. in the morning, but I was there.
Charlie is not a morning person.
Not an early riser.
That is animal behavior.
So the movie that we went and saw has a crazy name to it, and it's an even crazier movie. But it is The Death of a Unicorn.
Death of a unicorn.
So yeah, we'll do a quick synopsis of the movie. Then we'll go into Behind the Butter, where we're going to talk about just the movie making and what we liked, what we didn't like. There will be a ton of spoilers in that segment. And then we'll give our final rating, which is the final pop. All right. So this movie starts out with a father and a daughter going on a trip together for the dad's work trip. They want to meet his daughter too, so she's being drug along, and
Yeah, so we've got Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega already, star-studded cast. I mean, you've got Sexiest Man 2021, and you've got Jenna Ortega.
or Wednesday.
With pimples.
Young and upcoming starlet, Jenna Ortega.
Oh, she's come up already.
It was interesting. The pimples are like very obvious at the very beginning.
Yeah, I could totally tell the makeup artist did not do a very good job.
that they did it like on purpose.
Yeah, I was just like, those do not look natural at all.
And I was thinking, I didn't see those in the preview, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
But on their way, they're running a little bit behind because their plane was delayed. And so Paul Rudd just steps on the gas, and before you know it, boom, these guys hit some sort of creature.
What could it be?
Who knows?
Probably a unicorn.
Definitely was a unicorn.
Hence the name of the movie.
So they pack this thing up, go to the house, and a lot of stuff happens. It follows this company. It's like a pharmaceutical company, we think, or something like that. It's some sort of company that.
In the synopsis on IMDb, it says they're a pharmaceutical company, yeah.
Okay.
At least somebody read the synopsis.
Big pharmaceutical company with the dad is dying, and so they're bringing Paul Rudd, their lawyer, in to really establish what's going to happen after this guy dies. You know, who's going to get what, and they're talking about Paul Rudd becoming part of the people that are going to get something from the end of this guy's life.
They keep calling him partner, but not in like a you're part of us, in a howdy partner type of way. Like, it's just a term of endearment, but to him it seems like it's I'm gonna be part of this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that's a great synopsis. Let's pop into Behind the Butter.
So first off, I thought that this movie was trying to be way more creative than it actually was. Like, I really don't think that it was that groundbreaking, and honestly was kind of just bland.
One thing you'll learn about Stetson is he likes his movies to be based in reality. You'll hear him say this a lot of times, especially in action movies. You'll hear him say, they kept it really grounded. It was very realistic. and when you throw the name or the word unicorn in the title of the movie, and a unicorn is an integral part of the movie, maybe Stetson's not going to like it.
But it wasn't that interesting. The unicorn part was just like, okay, we're going to make a unicorn werewolf. Cool.
Oh boy. Charlie, weigh in.
Some say that the unicorn was the main character of the movie. I believe that. I thought it was all right. I mean, it was nothing to tell everyone at home that I went and watched it. I mean, I probably won't go to work and be like, dang, you need to come see the unicorn movie. It was very interesting too, because at the very beginning of the movie, when we were there, this is also behind the scenes of the movie, there was a family with 2 little girls, and then the previews were all like horror movies and just weird stuff. And I don't think the dad realized that this might not be like a unicorn, sunshine, and rainbows that you see on TV,
Yeah. I think that dad may have just read unicorn, and he was like, let's take the girls to see this.
Yeah. So he stepped out before. Luckily he did.
But I mean, for all the effort that it made to try and be super original, I just feel like it wasn't that original.
What would you compare it to? That it was not making it not original? Like what do you think it's closely?
What do you think it's ripping off?
Ripping off.
I just think the idea of a beast out in the middle of the forest coming in and trying to kill the people inside of a house is not an original idea.
That's not the whole idea, Stetson. That's not the whole. That's a minute part of the thing.
They were trying to save their child. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's not original either. Every animal wants to save its child. Have you seen Jurassic Park?
But here's the thing. That animal can cure the world.
Yes, Stetson, you're forgetting a major key here.
Yeah. I get that was the one thing that they changed in the movie, that, oh, wow, this unicorn has magical powers. Unicorns have magical powers. Cool.
Think of the ability. Think of the money, Stetson. You can heal everything. It healed the dude's cancer. Money. It also dyed his hair black, too.
Yeah.
He had silver hair. And then he had black hair for some reason. I don't know why.
He was kind of a vampire-esque character as well, because it was almost like, well, I guess he was a vampire. He was just drinking unicorn blood instead of human blood, and that's
Harry Potter reference.
He was freaking Voldemort again. Not original. Like, how many times are we gonna go through this? There's so many just steals from all these other movies that they wanted. They were so desperately trying to be A24 as A24 is, which they're amazing.
Well, they are A24.
I know that. That's what I'm saying.
It's
like,
film?
Yeah.
Oh.
They were trying to level up again, but they just didn't. I think this was a huge miss for A24.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Oh, yeah.
I actually enjoyed this movie, and not just because I enjoyed Jenna Ortega. I liked the movie. The lore of the unicorns I felt was really interesting. I actually wished that we had more of that throughout the story. That part, honestly, the research and the lore felt a little bit shallow to me, but I love lore being told in movies. And so for me, that was fascinating. And to see the unicorn in not such a cuddly, friendly way, that for me was interesting as well.
I think they could have applied some more of the lore, that was a good I liked that part of the movie too as well. I think Jenna could have gotten a little maybe more. I mean, they could have added more into that, more into the lore of they never really divulged knowing how they found out that this blood can cure them, or back in the old times, because they found out right away, at the very beginning of them, when they run over the thing and they finally get to the house, Jenna feels kind of a little weird, and then she's like, "Hey, can I go to the bathroom?" And they have this towel that she had in her pocket. I think, I don't know why she still had the blood. She kept that towel and wiped her face off with it, which miraculously cleared her acne.
Yeah.
But
for that alone, this is a multi-billion-dollar product just to get away from acne.
It's not just healing properties. Yeah, that's skincare.
Yeah.
Skincare, Stetson, I don't know if you know this, multi-billion-dollar industry. People would go nuts for this, you know?
People go nuts for this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if did you guys see Substance?
Yeah, we really like Substance.
Yeah, there we go. See?
Substance, original. This movie, not.
I don't agree.
I just think that there's a lot of misses that could have happened with this movie that would have made it that much better. I mean, I was going into it expecting an A24 experience of understanding that I'm going to be freaked out about this movie. I'm going to have, weird thoughts about this movie. Like, this movie is going to, like, really question my thoughts on morality or whatever it might be. And it just really didn't do that. It had the idea of, the trolley theory or whatever it is of saving one person or saving a million.
The whole world, yeah.
The whole.
And their faces.
But also, they brought up the idea too that this is a finite resource, that you can't save the whole world.
Yeah.
You're not going to save the whole world. You're going to save the richest of the rich of the rich, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so is it really worth it at the end of the day to just save the richest of the rich?
At that point, I don't think so.
A lot of money gets involved.
Yeah, no, I actually do agree with you on this point. Where I forgot what you said, but I do agree with it.
It's a finite resource.
What?
No, before that, you were saying something else that I agreed with.
But I do think that there was
only for the rich.
No, that's the same thought.
I do think that there's a lot of moments of this movie that were great and that I liked a lot. I did love, his name, Charlie, the kid, the son.
Will Poulter.
Will Poulter. Yeah, Will Poulter's character I really liked a lot. He was just the quintessential, like, rich kid that's making it on his own, that every single thing that he thinks about is all about business and somehow incorporated with money.
Or getting high.
Yeah, he
that
loved
dude knows
getting
how
high.
to do drugs, man.
But he was sober up until the unicorn.
Well, I mean,
According to him.
once you have unicorn dust in your possession, are you not gonna do it? Come on.
You got to try it,
You're not going to snort that thing down, like, at least a couple times, melt it down, freaking shoot it
You're
up.
gonna freaking rub it on your gums, and then you're gonna try to snort it.
There were a lot of good things about this film and a lot of fun parts of this film. I just think that it wasn't as revolutionary as they wanted it to be.
There were some things that I didn't like either. The weird part, like, we had no idea what happened to the mom. Like, we just totally got involved with the mom. It was like, oh, and mom died, and now we don't know why there was this strained relationship with the mom, the dad and the daughter. It was kind of weird.
Well, the mom definitely died of cancer.
Yeah.
And the dad she didn't like because he threw himself into his work because he made a promise that he was going to protect the daughter. And so that was his way of protecting her, was by being a terrible dad and only caring about work.
Which then he, like, explains, he's like, oh, looking back, that probably was super selfish.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't do it for you, even though I said I was doing it for you. I did it for me to, kind of get lost and not have to deal with mom.
The classic working dad trope,
Yeah.
He's just a working man.
Trying to do the right thing.
Oh, just a working man.
Trying to do the right thing so that Jenna Ortega could vape.
Yeah.
And vape she did.
And that was also a weird scene as well, when he's like, you vape? And like,
What? No.
she's like, clearly, yes.
She's vaping as she says no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even she vaped in the car. I'm not a vapor, so I have no idea. But I mean, you can kind of tell it's very obvious when someone blows vape in a car.
You can pretty much always tell when
And
somebody's
smell
vaping.
it, for sure.
Nobody is as sneaky at vaping as they think they are.
Yeah.
I did think where it really lost me was at the end with the whole Jenna Ortega being able to calm these monsters down for some sort of reason. Like there was no real, besides she's pure of heart.
Yes,
It's
that
purity.
was it.
That's
That was
the lore.
That
That's
was
the
the
whole
lore.
point,
That was the
man.
whole
Yeah,
thing
but,
that
like,
they call them.
This guy doesn't like lore.
She talked about it that the maidens were able to calm him down because they were fair and pure hearted.
Yeah.
That's
she
the
was
crux,
pure-hearted.
man.
Yeah,
That's
but
the crux of the whole
dad
movie.
was not pure of heart at all. He ends up getting killed by a human, and then they bring him back, and
Maybe.
like,
After he saved his daughter, like he changed. He became pure. You know, it's kind of like Thor's hammer. You know,
they
like,
had so many
he's-
chances to kill
He
that.
became
dad, though.
worthy.
They had so many chances
Oh,
to
yeah.
kill the dad.
That guy, he may be the winner of the 10K fun run every year at the company. He's not outrunning a horse, let alone a freaking giant unicorn.
And he stole the horn off the baby.
Oh.
What a douchebag!
That dude's getting killed. That dude's getting ripped in half.
He's like, I think I made a mistake, and he pulls out the horn.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Never pull a horn out of your pants. It's always a mistake.
Not a good move.
Yeah, unsolicited horn pull. I mean, come
Yikes.
on. And like even the ending where the butler comes back and they're going down the street, and then the freaking unicorns ram them off the road. What's happening after that?
Nobody knows. It's
They're also
provocative,
like,
though.
yeah, they're also still in cuffs. So Toast thinks they survived,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't know how you survive if you're still in handcuffs.
Well, that's the way that I like to imagine it. See, they left it open-ended so you can create your own ending. Just like those books, you know, that you used to read, and it would be like, if you want this, go to page 14. If you want this, go, you know, the
don't-
choose your own
but you
adventure.
can't do that
This
with a
is how
movie.
you're doing it in the movies. You leave it open-ended.
You're telling me there's books that are like video games where you get to pick like what the character says and then it changes.
Did Stetson miss
Never-
an integral part of my childhood?
Did you
I
not read
never-
Choose your
you
own
know
adventure
Goosebumps?
books?
I've never read those books. I don't.
Yeah,
think.
even Goosebumps had it sometimes.
Goosebumps did it a
yeah.
couple
Really,
times.
you skipped like whole sections if you're like, oh, if they want to like make this decision.
No, it's like they just have it, different parts of it in different parts of the book. So like you would go here, and then that page would have, if you want this, then go here, you know. And so man, I'm gonna have to buy you a choose your own adventure book because I've got some of those locked in my head from when I was 12 years old.
Stay tuned next for next
Yeah,
week's
I was
episode
definitely-
to find out what book he buys.
I was definitely a Captain Underpants type of reader.
Oh man, juvenile.
Yeah. You guys have anything else for Behind the Butter?
I mean, the actors, I think they did a good job. I think it was acted out well. I think that the rich people played very, very good rich people. Like they played the trope of rich people
Yeah.
very well. The Tia Leone, I think that's her name. She was in Fun with Dick and Jane. That's where I remember her from. There was a part where like she's telling everyone, they're telling the butler like he has to sacrifice himself because they took care of him, that he's been taking care of him. He's like, I have children, and she's like, you do? It's like, oh yeah, you do have children. Like knows nothing about, like she played that part really well. I think she did a really good job of playing off, you know, the typical rich woman that doesn't have any means of like what actual reality is of what life is.
Yeah. I do think that this is a very character-driven movie. Like Stetson was saying, you know, the plot's a little bit light and shallow maybe, but the characters are really interesting for me at least. And so that's where a lot of the value of this movie came from.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you want to see better characters, you probably should just go watch Working Man.
I'm just a working man. I'm just a beekeeper.
I'm just a transporter.
I'm just a transporter.
I'm the guy that drives the boat.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, so
The Italian Job?
Oh, dang. Yeah, never mind. I've seen that one. Great movie.
well, let's head into the final pop. And since Charlie's here, let's give him the first go.
Whoa. I definitely like won't tell anyone to go watch it. It's definitely like maybe a 2.9. Like it's up there. Like it wasn't terrible like Stetson thinks. But I mean it wasn't anything to like go home about. It wasn't no like Godfather 2 or anything.
Yeah.
I liked the concept. Stetson's kind of right. There was nothing groundbreaking about this movie. I do like the characters. The actors did a really good job. I think the story could have been like I would have loved to, like Toast said earlier, go a little more into the lore of the unicorns. That's just me, but I would give the movie about a 2.9. So, little butter.
That
not so much.
That's a pro take right there. 2.9 on his first go.
Yeah.
Going into the decimal points.
Yeah.
Oh, do we not do decimal
No,
points?
no,
we do
I'm
it all
saying
the
that's a
time.
pro take.
I
I expect
was like,
you to come with a whole number.
Oh, okay. Heck, we can go 3 then. We'll round up.
I think for any other studio that like produced this, like if it wasn't A24, I would have liked it more. I just have such high expectations for A24 and them coming out with original film after original film and making me think about things and contemplating things that I never have in other movies. And because of that, I was really let down in this one. Like I expected to feel a lot more. I expected to care a lot more, and I just really didn't. And because of that, I'm going to give this a 2.2 for me.
Whoa.
Did this have anything to do with it being at 10 a.m. in the morning too?
Maybe I was really fresh and and ready for the day at 10 a.m. and that's
you
why.
woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
But no, I think that there could have been more to this film, and they could have done more with what they had. And so, yeah, just a 2.2 for me.
Yeah, Stetson's favorite movie from the A24 is Men.
Yikes.
That one was at least more original.
He fell asleep, by the way, when we went to that. We were with one of his old significant others, and he fell asleep. And it was just me and Toast just sitting there while Stetson was asleep.
Hey, I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Expound, please. Expound.
Like I said, the characters, I really just enjoy the character work. Will Poitier, is that what it is?
Will Poulter.
Will Poulter. His
You don't gotta
character
class
was
it up.
really, really fun. So dumb. So it was just a fun character. Jenna Ortega's character definitely lacked a little luster for me on this one. I don't know if I'm getting a little Jenna Ortega exhaustion or what. She's in everything these days, especially any horror type film she's in. And so maybe I just want to see her in a different character that's not just Wednesday. Paul Rudd's character also felt a little bit shallow to me. The two main characters really didn't bring much to the table. But if you're thinking like Charlie and the unicorn is the main character,
He brought it.
you got a story, pal.
He brought it. I don't know if it was a he or she.
There were all
we don't
three
know what the
genders.
baby was.
We don't know what the baby was, but yes, that
Them. The baby was
the parent. The parent unicorns definitely brought it.
Oh, they brought it.
They ripped people apart.
Whew, werewolfy unicorns.
Man, I feel like I've seen that happen before.
But yeah, for me, 3.5, fun movie.
Sweet.
Would you recommend it to another person to go watch it?
I think I'd have to. It would take a very specific person. Like I could recommend it to Sammy. I probably couldn't recommend it to my dad. Different audiences.
Yeah, I would say I think it's probably worth watching if you're interested in it. Just because I didn't like it doesn't mean that you're not gonna like it. I think that it's also one that when it comes out in streams, like people are just gonna watch it just because it has an interesting title for sure.
Yeah.
And it has Paul Rudd.
And I think it is a great movie for streaming. When you don't have to pay that much attention and you're not that invested in it, I think it would be a great film.
Sure, yeah. Like this being released on like Apple or something like that probably would have been a little bit better.
And that's what we've got. We'll see you on the next one.
All right.